Hello and welcome, my dear sister. My name is Tanya, and I'm really happy to have you here. This is another episode of my series, Aquarian Age Women. We are talking about anything that the Aquarian Age woman, the woman of the next century, might interest. Spiritual topics, astrology, personal development, transformation, feminine topics, Tantra, and so on. Today, I have a very special guest. It's Aseya from Russia. Hi, Aseya.
Hello, Tanya. Thank you very much for having me, for inviting me. It's such an honor to be your guest, and I hope this interview would be interesting for everyone who watches it at the moment. And yeah, I will try to give my best.
Thank you very much, Aseya. And I invited you because you do very special work. You're a psychologist and you help people, mainly women, to process their childhood trauma. And you do that by looking at the relationship they had with their parents. So could you just give us a brief overview of what it is that you do?
I am a psychologist, but also I'm using the technique the method which called Family Constellation Therapy. It's about healing all the not only childhood trauma, but also trauma which comes from generations after generations. So it's usually called generational trauma. So my main work is to help people to break free from negative family patterns in order to build happier, more fulfilled life. And yeah, my clients are mostly women, like 80% of women and 20% of men.
Okay, thank you. And what problems do your clients usually have? Why do they contact you?
So 90% of clients, they come because they have relationship issues, whether it's an issue related to a spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, or the relationships with parents. And my work is to help to see the root cause of the problem. And 10%, like 90% because of the relationships, and 10% because they don't really know what to do in their life. I mean, they don't know what kind of career path to choose. So, for example, on the first scenario, in 90% of people, there are some issues like, I believe that I'm not going to get married, like I'm not going to get ever married. And I ask, why do you think so? And the woman can say, I think so because my grandmother wasn't married because her fiancé died on the Second World War, and my mom wasn't married because she just decided to not to do that. And now I'm like 40 and still single. So please help me to resolve it because I actually want my own family and also I want kids. And I think it's some kind of a curse, but it's not a curse, it's a pattern. It's a pattern, it's a program, and I help to reprogram it. So it's regarding, I'm talking it regarding to the first type of clients who come because of relationship issues. And the second type of clients, they just don't really know what they really want. From the world, from themselves. And it happens when the child was constantly devalued, when the child not only his needs and wants, also his worth was constantly devalued. It happens when, for example, a kid, in order to please a parent, does everything what parent wants first. And he puts aside his own needs. And he becomes grown up, an adult, and he's suddenly 25, and he doesn't understand what kind of patience that does he have, or what kind of career path to pursue, or they don't really even know what they want at the moment. So we go deep into childhood, and then we resolve everything there. And then also we work on learning to distinguish what kind of needs and wants that person has at the moment, to ask more questions about himself at the moment. So these are two types, like relationships and career path.
Very interesting. Thank you for this broad overview. Do you usually after the session, they find their own way, would you say, and they can solve their issues with the relationship, especially if like women in their 30s or 40s, they say, why can I not find a partner? And you can help them with just one session, or how does it usually work? You do multiple sessions, or?
Yeah, it's not, if it's a relationship issue, it's never one session. It's too short period of time in order to solve that big, actually it is quite big issue, but we need, I usually recommend to take 4 sessions, at least 4 sessions, because first we have to work with the mother figure, because from mother, our all relationships to the world begin. So if we had like difficult relationships with our mother, we can have issues with trust to the other people. Because if our mother wasn't trusted, like if we couldn't trust our mother, how can we trust other people? So first we work on that, and on the first session. On the second session, we work with the father figure. And the father figure, it's the communication, and also if we are talking about a woman, it's how she sees herself, because she sees herself from how father was treating her. She will like mirror it to other men. So if father was like constantly devaluing her, based on her look, based on her intelligence or whatever, she starts seeking unconsciously men who do the same, who devalues her. So we work with the father figure on the second session, and on the third session we work with the inner child. And most of the time, inner child is severely wounded, and the child didn't have enough emotional support, or maybe sometimes they are abused, not only emotionally but also physically. So we work on that. We work with imagination, and I ask clients to go back to those memories, to those hurtful memories, and we with some special technique, we rewiring those memories, in order that the aim is to make those memories to not hurt anymore. So the person can finally accept that it happened. Yeah, my parents are not perfect. They're just human beings, and they did a lot of mistakes, and now I can accept it. And now, actually, I am capable, I am able to give love to myself, to give love and support that I actually deserve. So that's the aim of the third session. We learn, that the client learns to love himself through the inner child. And the fourth session is on the fourth session, we work on setting goals for the future. We work on the new pattern of becoming the new version of yourself. So constantly, usually I have I give 4 steps, but sometimes it can be like more than 4. It depends. It always depends on the history of the person.
Yeah, of course, it depends what the situation is and all. And yeah, there are so many different topics that you cover in every client. Isn't that interesting you have a range of topics every time you help somebody.
Yes, it's fascinating. I really love it. And for me, I feel myself like I'm Sherlock Holmes and like trying to find the root cause of the problem and like questioning, giving a lot of questions in order to find where it's located. And sometimes we use meditative techniques because people sometimes don't have memories of their childhood at all. So questions won't help. So sometimes we just go really deep into their emotional field, into their feelings, and through feelings we find the root cause. And yeah, people have like different kind of issues. They came but the one pattern that I see is all, of course, childhood. From child, everything is from childhood.
Okay, I see. Yeah. And how do you usually conduct the session? So the people contact you and you conduct the session live or online, and how does it work? They have to lie down on the couch. That's what everybody thinks when you're talking to a psychologist. How do you proceed?
Yeah. Yes, first they contact, like most of the time I work online, and people sometimes can be skeptic about it, but actually it works. It works, and sometimes even they don't even need to see me because we are working only with feelings, and we do like a very little amount of analytical work. We usually dive deep into feelings, and it works like it looks like that. For example, first, yes, they contact me and I ask several questions in order to find out if I am a really good match for that person, if I really can help. So I ask a couple of questions and we talk a little bit through the chat. We are texting. And then when I see that I can really help, and if the person also sees that I like he feels comfortable with me, then we agree, we make an appointment. And after that, for example, if it doesn't matter if it's online or offline, I always ask to lay down. It's very important because the person should feel comfortable, and I help through meditation. I help the person to relax his body, to relax all of his muscles, and go deep inside of his heart and really feel his heart, because all the feelings uh, start and store also here in this part. When I am asking where that pain is located, they usually say it's in the heart or in the stomach or in the throat. So my aim is to move the person attention from this side, from the mind side, to the feeling side, and there the magic starts. So when I feel that the person is already like tuned inside of himself, we start the session. And I ask the question, for example, if we are working on the relationship issues, I ask to imagine the mother figure, the father figures separately, and I ask what kind of feelings do you feel toward them at the moment. And this way I can examine if the person really emotionally separated from from his parents. What does it mean? People, like adults, they are separate. They can already have their own families, but emotionally they are still bonded to their mother and father. And there are also like their minds, their feelings are occupied with the parents. So if they still hold grudges or resentments towards parents, they can project it to the spouse or to boyfriend, girlfriend. So if it's a relationship issue, I ask to imagine the mother, and then father, and to see, in order the person to see what kind of feelings, what kind of real feelings that person has. So actually, those who watch this episode, they can also check themselves. In order to do that, the person have to like close your eyes and like do a couple of deep breaths, and then it's very important to redirect the attention to the heart, chakra, if someone is familiar with chakras, or just to the area of the heart. And from that place, imagine the mother, and just to see what kind of feelings are popping up. So these feelings can be of love, of warmth, or sometimes some people can have like heavy feelings like sadness, pityness. They can see their parents like weak, or the aggression can pop up. So in this way, you can also do to the father figure, and this way the person can check what kind of real feelings the person has, and if there are negative feelings are popping up, it means that there are unresolved issues. So I really recommend to resolve them. And in the end of our meeting, I can give the technique which would help to actually release that feeling. So I went really far.
Yeah, but that was good. So at the end, we can do like a short session with you. That you said that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I mentioned
Yeah.
that.
Good. So you have very satisfying work, I think. You have you can help people from everywhere and all these topics, and I think it's very important also that all these traumas from childhood, we all have them, and we solve them when we are grown, because otherwise we're not living our real life, right?
Yes, exactly. So it is very important to be emotionally separate from parents, just to have like the feeling of acceptance and gratitude. That's all.
And do you think this is like the general problem that most of your clients have, no matter if it's about relationship or not?
I'm not sure about the other issues. For example, the career path. Yes, it has like on the most 99% of issues are related to parents, and there is 1% which doesn't have the relation, like direct relation to parents.
Okay, good. So yeah, we can sum that up with you work mainly with the relationship, traumas from relationships that we have with parents, and you help a lot of women. You have such satisfying work. How do you feel that you are capable of doing this?
I feel actually very fulfilled when I'm working, and I'm really grateful to myself and to everyone who was on my path of becoming a psychologist, because actually I never wanted to become a psychologist. It just happened step by step. It is a very satisfying work, because it has a big meaning for me personally. I feel and actually I believe in better humanity without aggression, where people like, I believe in some kind of utopia where people accept each other and they support each other, and they're not destroying each other. If I can put into words like that. So, and peace peaceful world begins with each person. So I feel like when I help the person to find peace within and become happy with himself, then I feel like my mission is completed. Like I'm really doing my mission. So when that person would become happy, just unconditionally happy, that person is capable of doing another person unconditionally happy. So it's like it spreads. So, my vision is a happier world, just simply, and that's why, yeah, I love my job.
Beautiful. How did you find this unusual work? What led you there?
I think my work started. I mean, my path started consciously in 2015 when I was working at the office. My first graduation is not in psychology field, it's in engineering. So I never was satisfied, and I thought, okay, no, I cannot like live like that. I cannot do something that doesn't have meaning to me. So I started to search my own meaning. And I was searching, learning a lot, doing a lot of trainings just for myself. And then, and I was married back then. And then the divorce happened, and I was devastated because of that. And I went to a therapy. I did a lot of therapy, and I particularly saw one method that I really liked, and I decided to learn it. So I went for a training program. So I went to learn the technique, those techniques. These are a bunch of like sets of techniques. And I learned all of them in order to help myself first. And then I thought, okay, I actually can help myself. So why not to help other people who has like similar struggles. So I decided that I have to start doing that to do that. So I started doing that, and I understood that that's not enough. I need education in psychology. So I went to study psychology. So my path was like reverse, not like first psychology and then method and then all of other stuff. My path was reversed. So yeah, and a lot of my personal issues led me to become a psychologist.
Yeah, I think it's a classic, right? We learn to solve our own problems first, and then from that we take all the tools and the knowledge to help others afterwards. Once we have solved our own problems, have gone our path out from the darkness, and then we can really help others.
Yes, I totally agree. Yeah, so it is beautiful, and it is very satisfying to help people and to see that it actually works, to see the results, and to see the result that the person who was very anxious in the beginning of sessions, I mean, in the beginning of therapy, I see that the person can come like really anxious, and in the end of therapy the person finds the balance within. It's really beautiful and it's really satisfying.
Great. Okay. Well, thank you for all this information. Aseya has an Instagram for those who want to follow her. It's Aseya Psychologist. The link will be below. And right now she's transitioning from the Russian-speaking market also to include the English-speaking market. So she will let us know once she has a homepage and all that through the Instagram. That will come later. And I thank you very much for answering all the questions now, Aseya.
Thank you very much, Tanya, for asking awesome questions. I really like how you do interview. and how it goes really smoothly, in my opinion. So thank you very much. I'm really happy to be your guest.
I thank you. So now we can move over to this short exercise that you prepared. So everybody who doesn't want to be here can switch off, and we are staying.
Yes. So this technique is we are working with transforming your hard emotion, hard feeling into something beautiful, and letting. The aim of this technique is to let go whatever you feel at the moment. So for those who is ready, first what we do is we relax our bodies in order to switch off analytical mind, because analytical mind can lead us to other directions that we don't want. So yes, so please tune in into your heart. Do a deep breath. Inhale and exhale. And one more time. Beautiful. Inhale and exhale. Just check your body, how your body feels. Keep your breath even, natural. And then think for a moment what kind of, maybe not exactly issues, but something is going on in your life at the moment that you would like to resolve. And you have that situation or the answer that you want to know in your mind. Please check in your body, where is it located in the body? Is it in the stomach or in the chest, in the back? Just check it. It's not necessary to label that feeling. It's important to just find it in the body. Once you locate it, imagine what kind of shape does it have. Just the first shape that comes in your mind. And then clearly see what kind of color does it have. What kind of structure, temperature. And then once you imagined it, once you felt it, go inside of that shape and just feel yourself inside of it, that you're inside of that shape. Feel with whole of your body. Sometimes it can be uncomfortable, but we are here in order to let it go. So any feeling that is going up, that is popping up, is good. We are in the process of healing. So once you felt yourself inside of that shape, ask yourself, how old I was when this feeling first occurred in my life. You can also ask, for example, how old was Tanya? Ask from your name. And the first answer that comes is the right answer. And ask your subconscious to show you what is going on at the moment with little version of you, with the kid. Most of the time, it leads to the moment where you were a kid, sometimes a young adolescent. So just clearly see what's going on. And now, look what that another version of you wants and needs at that moment. Maybe she or he needs love, more support, acceptance. And then imagine that the older version of you, the version of you who is now, comes into that scene. Just place yourself there. And now you are capable, you are able to give everything that the other version of you needs at the moment. If you are seeing yourself as a kid there, and that kid wants hug, wants love from you, give it. You have everything that the other version of you needs. And be with her or him for a moment. You can also say that now that other version of you is protected, loved, supported, and cared, and that he or she always can count on you. Whatever happens, you are always with him or her. And she or he is always inside of your heart. And then, when you're ready, take a deep breath, deep inhale, and exhale. And then feel yourself at the moment. Just come back to yourself. And then imagine that you are taking out that feeling from your body. Just imagine that that shape, you can take out that shape from your body. Yes. And then imagine, don't throw it out. Imagine it just it's separate. Now it's not in your body. And then ask to what shape or to what that shape would like to transform instead of sitting inside of your body. What kind of transformation does it want? And then just imagine that it transforms, and while you're seeing that it's transforming, just say express your gratitude, because that thing, it was something that was protecting you. It occurred to protect you. Say, thank you very much. I really appreciate everything you've done for me. And now I'm ready to let you go, because now I am another version of myself, more capable, more strong, and I got this. I got my life. And just imagine that shape transforms and fly away or disappears. Take another nice deep breath. Exhale. And just check, how do you feel at the moment? Do you feel some difference inside of your body? And this technique also would be available on my Instagram page, so you can always come back and see how it's done, and you can always do it for yourself. Every time when you feel uneasy feeling, or you just want to like quickly change your how you feel at the moment.
Okay, great. Thank you very much for this. I think it's very, very helpful to use this little tool sometimes. Thank you, Aseya. And yeah, we are hoping to hear more from you. Follow her Instagram. And I thank you very much for this interview today.
Thank you very much, Tanya. Thank you very much for everyone who listened to this episode. And yeah, I'll be happy to answer questions if there would be any. So I'll be, yes, reachable via my Instagram, and hopefully I'll have my website very soon. So yes, feel free to reach me out.
Okay. Thanks. Bye-bye, Aseya.
Bye.
Bye.